cat might be in pain right now, and the reason you don't know is because she's very, very good at hiding it from you. This isn't about being a bad owner. It's not about not caring enough. It's biology. Cats evolved as both predators and prey. Showing weakness in the wild didn't just mean vulnerability. It meant becoming someone else's meal. So they learned to mask it completely, and that survival switch, it never turned off, which means the quieter your cat seems, the calmer, the more unbothered, the harder it is to see what's really happening underneath. In this video, I'm covering 5 signs your cat is asking for help, and most owners, people who genuinely love their cat, who pay attention, miss most of them, not because they're careless, because these signs are designed by nature to be invisible. 3 is the one I want you thinking about right now, before we even get there, because it looks exactly like affection, rubbing on you, staying close, wanting you near. Most people feel good when they see it. That's the problem. By the end of this, you'll read your cat differently, not just today, every day after. But let's start with sign 1, eating behavior. And before you think, yeah, obviously I'd notice if my cat stopped eating, that's exactly the problem. Most owners track one thing. Did the bowl empty? That's the wrong question, because your cat isn't just eating or not eating. She's telling you something in how she eats, and that's the part almost nobody watches. Did she use to run to her bowl and now she walks? Did she use to clean the plate and now she leaves a thin ring around the edge? Does she start eating, then stop and walk away? Does she suddenly prefer one food over another she's eaten for years? Those aren't twerks. Those are shifts. Cats don't shift randomly. They're creatures of ritual. When something changes in how they eat, not just how much, that's your yellow flag. And here's the part that genuinely unsettles most people. Cats can lose close to 1/3 of their body weight before it becomes visually obvious, because it happens gradually. A little less here, a little less there. Your brain adjusts to the new normal without ever registering the drop. There's something vets hear constantly right before a serious diagnosis. She was eating fine. Nah, she stopped eating. Not she seemed sick. She was eating fine. Stop measuring the bowl. Start watching the cat. That's sign 1. But sign 2 doesn't look like a problem at all. It looks like your cat is finally warming up to you, and that's exactly what makes it dangerous. Hit like, subscribe, and follow for more cat mysteries explained with real science. 2, the sign that looks like love. Your cat has been independent her whole life, aloof, unbothered, on her own terms. And then one week, she won't leave your side. She follows you to the kitchen. She's on your lap before you sit down. She cries when you close the bathroom door. She's sleeping on your chest at 2 a.m. when she never did before. And your brain goes, finally, she trusts me. She loves me. We're bonding. Here's what's actually happening. Cats in pain, in early illness, anxiety, or fear seek proximity to the person they feel safe with. It's not love growing. It's fear looking for somewhere safe to land. And you are that place, which means what you're feeling as closeness is your cat telling you she's not okay. The word that matters here is suddenly. Gradual change over weeks or months. That's bonding. That's trust building the way it should. Suddenly is a signal. She follows you room to room more than ever. She's pressed against you instead of just nearby. She vocalizes when you leave. She sleeps on you when she used to sleep near you. All of it same week. That's your cat asking for help in the only language she has. And it goes the other way too. A cat that's always been affectionate, always on your lap, always at the door, suddenly goes quiet, keeps distance, avoid your hands, hides in places you don't usually find her. Different behavior, same message. Any shift away from her baseline is the flag. Not compared to other cats, not compared to what cats are supposed to do, compared to her last week, last month. Here's why this one is so hard to catch. It doesn't trigger concern, it triggers warmth. You enjoy it, you lean into it, you tell your partner, she's been so cuddly lately, and no one in that moment thinks to worry. That's the trap. So sign 1, hide in the food bowl. Sign 2, hides in affection. Sign 3, the silent signal. This is the one you hear your cat purring. Your brain goes straight to, she's happy, she's relaxed, she's comfortable. That's what we've all been taught. It's not true. Purring is not an emotion. It's a mechanism. Cats purr to self-soothe. The same way a person might hum when they're anxious or rock slightly when they're in pain. It's not a happiness report. It's a coping tool. And that tool is triggered by much more than contentment. Cats have been documented purring during painful procedure, during injury recovery. Even in their final hour, vets distinguish between 2 types. Comfort, purring the one you know, and distress purring. Same sound, completely different cause. So how do you tell the difference? Start with context. Is your cat purring on the couch after dinner while you scratch her ear? That's probably comfort. Is she purring under the bed, completely still, in the middle of the afternoon for no clear reason? That's worth attention. Then look at the body. A comfortable cat is loose, melted into whatever she's lying on. Ears soft, eyes slow. A cat in distress is braced, body curled tight, not relaxed. Ears slightly back, eyes half closed but tense, not the slow blink of a cat at Keith. Then there's frequency. A cat purring constantly, unprompted, even when she's alone, when nothing around her is calm or comfortable. That's a cat using every tool she has to manage something you can't see. Here's why the sign is dangerous. When owners hear purring, they stop worrying. It becomes a green light. She's purring purring. She must be fine. So they don't look further. The purring becomes the reason to stop paying attention. Some cats purr the entire car ride to the vet, the whole way there, steady, constant, and the owner sits there thinking she's okay, she's calm, maybe it's nothing, and that appointment ends in a terminal diagnosis because the purring didn't mean she was okay. It meant she was scared and doing the only thing she knew how to do. Purring is not a green light. It's just a sound. And what's behind that sound? This is what you need to start looking at, because everything so far has been about what your cat does. Sign 4, the excuse you make without realizing it, where I need you to be honest with yourself. Not about your cat, about you. Your cat used to jump onto the counter every morning. Now she doesn't. She used to chase the toy across the room. Now she just watches. She used to meet you at the door. Now she's somewhere in the back of the house. When you come home and the moment you notice, what do you think? She's getting older. It's been hot lately. She's probably just tired. She never really liked that toy anyway. Every one of those thoughts is reasonable. Any one of them on any given day might be true, but here's what happened. You think it once and it feels like an explanation. So you stop looking. A week later, something else is slightly off. You think it again and again. It feels like an explanation. So you stop looking. One off day is nothing. A pattern of off days over 2 weeks. That's your cat telling you something. The difference between those two is the difference between a cat that's fine and a cat that needed a vet 2 weeks ago. And while you're watching movement, look at the coat. A dull, matted coat, especially near the lower back, where it hurts to twist and reach. It is often the first physical sign something's changed. A cat in pain stops grooming the spots that require bending. Those spots show it first. Back to the question, why? Why does the excuse come so automatically? Because the alternative is uncomfortable. Admitting something might be wrong means a vet visit, a bill, a conversation you're not ready for, an answer you don't want to hear. And the brain is very good at protecting you from that. It tells you she's just tired before you've even fully registered the concern. This isn't denial. It's not a weakness. It's how we're wired. But knowing that, really knowing it, means you can catch yourself mid-excuse and choose just once to look a little longer before you accept the explanation. That's all sign 4. Not panic, not a vet visit. Every time your cat skips the toy, just look a little longer. 4 signs down. All of them quiet. All of them are hiding inside moments you'd normally walk past. Sign 5 is different. It's not about behavior. It's about what your cat's body is showing you right now, and it requires you to look at your cat in a way you probably never have. Sign 5, look at your cat right now. Sign 5 is the only one in this entire video you can check right now. While you're watching this, if your cat is anywhere near you, I want you to actually look at her, not glance. Look. Because most owners have never looked at their cat's face as a health diagnostic, and that's exactly what it is. Start with the eye. A relaxed cat does slow blinks, long, lazy, unhurried. That's a cat at peace. Here's what's not that. Eyes slightly more closed than the other. Asymmetry where both eyes should match, but don't. The third eyelid is visible. That white membrane creeping in from the inner corner. Most owners have never noticed it exists. When it shows, it matters. And dilated pupil in a calm, well-lit room. Not darkness, not excitement. That's a stress or pain response, not a mood, a signal. Now look at the body. You probably know the low, that position where your cat tucks all 4 paws underneath and sits there like a small, smug rectangle. It looks like pure comfort. Sometimes it is, but a cat in pain loafs different. The weight shifts slightly forward. Shoulders raise just a fraction, not relaxed into the surface. The body looks held, not melted. A comfortable loaf is liquid. A distressed loaf is braced. The difference is subtle, but once you see it, you don't unsee it. Now the face, whiskers forward and relaxed, calm. Whiskers pulled back, flattened against the face tension. Ears soft and slightly to the side, comfortable. Ears rotated outward or pressed down, pain or fear. And the brow, a slight furrow, a heaviness above the eye that isn't usually there. These are micro expression. They're real, they're measurable, and they're the reason veterinary researchers developed something called the feline grimace scale, an actual clinical tool that measures cat pain through facial expression alone, not behavior, not blood work, just the face. It works, and the researchers behind it spent years proving that cats communicate pain in ways that are consistent, readable, and learnable. You can learn them too right now. In fact, here's the test. Look at your cat's face while she's resting, just the face. Ask yourself one question. Does she look melted or does she look braced? Melted means loose, soft around the eyes, soft across the brow, no tension in the jaw or whisker pads. Braced means held, subtle tightness, slight furrow. Weight is carried differently. That one distinction, melted or braced, it is something you can check every single day in 10 seconds without touching her, without stressing her, without knowing anything about veterinary medicine. One more thing, breathing breathing. At rest, a cat's breathing should be nearly invisible. Quiet, minimal movement. If you can see her belly clearly rising and falling, if there's effort in it, pay attention. And open mouth breathing in a cat, it is rarely normal. Dog can't, cat don't. If your cat is breathing with her mouth open and she's not in the middle of intense play, that is an emergency signal. Not a watch and see, not a maybe tomorrow. Call your vet. 5 signs, and every single one of them was hiding in plain sight. But here's what I didn't tell you at the start. Something that changes how you should think about everything we just covered. The real problem isn't the sign. Here's what actually causes most cats to be diagnosed too late. It's not the signs. It's how we've been taught to see them. Because think about it. Cats are always described the same way. Low maintenance, independent, easy. That sounds harmless, but what it really does, it trains you to pay less attention. Now compare that to dogs. Dogs make pain obvious. They yell, they limp, they look at you differently. Cats don't. They keep eating, they keep moving, they act normal right up until they can't. So when a cat stays quiet, we assume she's fine, and that's where things go wrong. Because what actually happens is simple. Cats get sick quietly, and we notice too late. By the time it looked obvious, it's already serious. And this isn't because people don't care. It's because we were given the wrong baseline. We were taught that silence means okay for a cat. Doesn't. The real shift is this. Your cat is not fine until proven sick. She's communicating constantly, and now you know what to look for, which means next time something changes, you won't brush it off. You'll catch it earlier, and that can make all the difference. Before you go, let me ask you something. Have you ever looked back and realized your cat was trying to tell you something and you missed it?